The girl was taking her first bath in the countryside, but her grandma kept banging on the door like crazy. With no other option, she had to get up and open it. And that wasn't the only awkward moment. At night while sleeping, Grandma would hold her tightly. Even when going to the bathroom at midnight, Grandma insisted on coming along. She even tried to feed her during meals. All this closeness made the girl uncomfortable, but she never pushed Grandma away, because she knew Grandma was scared she might suddenly disappear again. 12 years ago, Ellie's dad passed away. Her mom remarried, leaving only her and Grandma to depend on each other. One day, Grandma took little Ellie to the market, but in just a blink, Ellie vanished. For the past 12 years, Grandma never gave up looking for her. Missing posters covered every corner of the city. She even spent all her savings advertising on milk cartons. But still, there was no trace of Ellie. Someone once offered double the price for Grandma's house, but she kicked them out on the spot, afraid Ellie wouldn't be able to find her way home. And then one day, Ellie was found. Grandma rushed to the police station. Ellie walked in, now a grown young woman, so grown that Grandma didn't recognize her at first, but she still wore the bracelet Grandma gave her. Grandma ran up and touched her face, certain this was Ellie, all grown up. She brought Ellie back to the countryside, hoping to make up for 12 years of love. But this overwhelming affection made Ellie feel lost. She started distancing herself, often sitting alone by the ocean for hours. Even after school, she would always be the last to come home. But no matter how late it got, Grandma would always be waiting under the dim streetlight. She once said she'd never sell the old house, but now, for Ellie's future, she was rushing to sell it. On top of taking care of every little detail in life, Grandma even brought gifts to Ellie's teachers, hoping they'd give her more attention. Ellie's eyes turned red, from discomfort, to slowly being deeply moved. She began learning to accept Grandma's love, wearing the hair clip Grandma bought her every day, sitting in spots where Grandma could see her. She finally felt like a normal girl. But then, a man showed up and shattered everything. He demanded money from Ellie, or he'd tell Grandma the truth. Ellie panicked, but there was nothing she could do, because that shameless man was her biological father. The truth was, she wasn't really Ellie. Her real name was Yunju. She was Ellie's half-sister. All the stories about Grandma and the countryside were things Ellie once told her when they were kids. Years ago, the family of 4 was in a car crash. Ellie and her mom died on the spot. To claim a huge insurance payout, their father put Ellie's bracelet on Yunju, lied that his real daughter had died. After getting the money, he threw her into an orphanage. When she became an adult, he forced her into scams and lies to feed his own lifestyle. That's how Yunju fell in with a gang. One day, she arranged to meet an older man at a hotel. While he was in the shower, she quietly unlocked the door, then claimed she needed to shower too. Moments later, her gang burst in with cameras, snapping photos of the man non-stop. That's when he realized he'd been set up. He tried to attack Yunju, but 2 gang members held him back. That was how they survived. Yunju lived in fear every day. But this time, the man didn't play alone, so the gang beat him badly. He didn't die, but was seriously injured. Afraid of getting caught, they packed up to flee. Her best friend used their last bit of money to buy her some milk. On the carton, Yunju saw Grandma's missing person ad. That's when she decided to take the place of the late Hyaji. But now, she didn't want to keep lying to Grandma, and she didn't dare face her again. So after the competition ended, she left a letter of apology and disappeared. The neighbor always felt something was off about Ellie, so he secretly ran a DNA test. It showed there was no blood relation to Grandma, but Grandma didn't believe it. She only believed Ellie was her real granddaughter. The next day, Ellie was taken to the police station. Just like before, Grandma rushed there in a panic. She begged them to let Ellie go home. Hearing Grandma's quiet pleas, Ellie lowered her head and softly said, "I'm sorry." Then she confessed the truth. Her real granddaughter had died 12 years ago. Grandma couldn't believe it and refused to accept the truth. Meanwhile, Ellie, filled with guilt, told the police everything. She didn't want to keep pretending to be someone she wasn't. She reported her father, recovered all the money for Grandma, went back to her real name, and was sent to juvenile detention. Grandma went back to living alone, but she still prepared 2 bowls of rice, and in a daze, she thought she heard her granddaughter crying. But it was all just a hallucination.